So the next face of the NBA is Victor Wembanyama. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The next face of the NBA is Wemby. And the reason why Wemby is the next face of the NBA is because he cares about the sport of basketball. Like, you heard the Stephen A. Smith clip a couple of days ago where, this is my favorite part about this, where to these people, the NBA champions are the world champions, but whenever it's talking about a global player, superstar being the face of the league, this is an American league. What is it? Is it a world league or is it an American league? Like, and to be fair, this is also the same guy that said Shohei Ohtani can never be the face because, or I can't remember what it was. He basically went on a 2-minute long segment making fun of the fact that Shohei Ohtani didn't really speak English. But let's take a listen to Stephen A. Smith.
My personal opinion is I don't believe an international player can be the face of the NBA. I know they're global iconic figures. Their popularity extends globally. But the NBA is an American-born sport.
Yeah, no, it's not. The NBA is an American-born league. The NBA is not a sport. Basketball is not an American sport, as far as I'm aware. And, well, I mean, it might be American via technicality. Either way, the NBA is a league, not a sport.
And it needs to resonate in America. And if it doesn't resonate in America, then it's not going to matter to America.
Do you want to know what resonates with American basketball fans? Players caring about basketball. You know who cares about basketball? Him. There's a reason why Curry was face of the NBA. Curry never cheated the game. Victor Wembanyama is not cheating the game. We see it with the All-Star break. He is solely focused on being the best basketball player in the world. He's the closest thing, mentality-wise, we have seen to a Kobe Bryant. And it's a bit different. Like, that Mamba mentality of I always have to outwork everybody based on time, in my opinion, is just not... It doesn't work for everyone, especially for Victor. If Victor Wembanyama was getting up at 4 a.m. and sleeping 3 hours a day on his body for workouts and doing that 7 days a week and every single day, he wouldn't be able to walk in about a month. Everyone's workout routines are different, but his whole thing is just being good at basketball. Like, that is what Victor Wembanyama wants to do. Whereas all the other top players in the NBA have other things. Wemby is just basketball.
How you resonate beyond. And so that's just my mentality, UD. That's how I think about it. Not to say they can't be popular or what have you, but I just think about it that way. Shannon, as to your point that you made yesterday, UD wasn't here when you made it. I understand your point, and you're absolutely right. You can't want something more for somebody else than they want for themselves. And I totally get that.
But, like, what do you mean want? You don't have to want to be the face of the NBA. There's the best American basketball player in the world is still Kevin Durant. The second best American basketball player in the world is still LeBron James. The third best player is in street clothes. Like, I don't even know who the next best American players are. Like, unless you think Jalen Brunson's going to be the face of the NBA.
But that doesn't mean I'm not entitled to my wish list. And my wish...
You can't wish who the face of the NBA is. Like, you've spent a decade in the media basically shutting down every single person, all the best players in the world. Because let's be real, the face is who the media pushes the most. And you guys have done everything in your power to make sure that the NBA is screwed when LeBron, KD, and Steph retire.
Is that Anthony Edwards changes his mind.
Anthony Edwards changes his mind. What do you mean Anthony Edwards changes his mind? Changes his mind and just gets way better at basketball? Changes his mind and becomes a top 5 player in the world? Because he's not even close to that. Anthony Edwards is about the 12th or 13th best player in the world. Like, he's not, I don't even know if he's as good as Jalen Brunson.
And the reason why is because, my favorite players are him and Steph Curry. And where I fell in love with Anthony Edwards wasn't with the dunks or whatever. It was when the playoffs showed up last year and that brother was giving it to the Phoenix Suns. That to me was the nail in the coffin, UD, because he was talking major smack to him.
Trae Young did that to the Knicks. Like, he had his Trae Young playoff run. I'm sorry, like, we weren't talking about making Trae Young the freaking face of the NBA in 2021, were we? He had his Trae Young playoff run.
his idol, Kevin Durant. And he was going after, and remember, I'm somebody that feels very, very highly about Devin Booker.
Devin Booker's my age. Devin Booker's about to turn 30. He's won one playoff series in the last 4 years, and he's about to turn 30. Like, he's won one playoff series in 4 years. Oh no, two. Am I right? 2 playoff series. 2 playoff series in 4 years. He's about to turn 30. Come on now. Devin Booker. Why is the face of the NBA between the 15th best player in the world, and I might be a little bit too low on Anthony Edwards, let's say between the 13th best player in the world and a guy whose team is sub 500 who's won 2 playoff series in the last 4 years? And he hasn't even been the best player in his team since 2023. He wasn't even an all-star this year.
I think Devin Booker's an absolute stud.
He wasn't an all-star.
I watched that brother get on the court against them brothers and just shrink them.
What does that mean? What does that mean? I've watched him get on the court and just shrink them. He's not even the best player on his team, and he's 28 years old.
I mean, let them know there was levels to it, and I don't know who told y'all were on it, but y'all ain't, and went at them.
What's he talking about? Why is it between Devin Booker and Anthony Edwards? We also, looking at some of the replies, we all like our basketball with a bit of xenophobia. I can think of 2 players that can be the face of the NBA. Jaylen Brown! What? Tatum's game is just boring. But Jaylen Brown? What are you talking about? Jaylen Brown's averaging 30%. He's averaging, 23 points per game. And he doesn't have a left hand. Baseball is an American-born sport. The biggest player is Japanese. Wait until he finds out who invented basketball. Yep. Stephen A's always been xenophobic. He made similar remarks about Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, Shohei still behind the face of the MLB. The NBA is going to die a slow, painful death. Stephen A, Kendrick Perkins, and Draymond Green are the voice you have to listen to. I mean, yeah. NBA is far more popular around the world than the NFL because of foreign players who think the league won't be as relevant. If/when the best players in the game are doncic, Wemby, and Shea. It's just an American exceptionalism. And by the way, I've heard him mention Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I've actually heard him mention Shea Gilgeous-Alexander as an American player before. I've actually heard Stephen A. Smith mention Shea in the face of the league as an American player. And by the way, Shea, you need that bit of flair. There are things. There are little things that you need. And by the way, Luka's in LA. Luka Doncic is in LA. Let's not forget that. Luka's in freaking LA. But anyway, I'll see you guys.